Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Romance Rewind Stories. Before we dive into today's incredible story, I have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying these heartwarming tales, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. It's quick, it's free, and it's the best way to support us in bringing you more emotional romance stories. And here's something I'd love to know. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city or country in the comments below. I always enjoy seeing our amazing community from around the world. Oh, and if this story touches your heart, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps us grow and reach more people who love these kinds of tales. Now, let's get into today's story. Please, don't die. Single dad saves billionaire in crash, then vanishes without a trace. The sound of screeching tires and crunching metal shattered the quiet Tuesday afternoon, and Phoenix Blake's instincts kicked in before his brain fully processed what was happening. He'd been driving home from picking up his daughter Ember from kindergarten, her cheerful chatter about finger painting filling the truck, when the black Mercedes sedan ahead of him suddenly swerved violently, clipped the guardrail, and flipped. Once, twice, 3 times, before coming to rest upside down in the shallow ravine beside Highway 101. "Daddy, what was that?" Ember's voice was small, scared. Phoenix was already pulling over, hazard lights flashing. "Stay in the truck, baby. Don't unbuckle. I'll be right back." "But Daddy..." "Ember." His voice was firm but gentle. "Stay here. Lock the doors. If anything happens, you call 911 on my phone. Understand?" Her eyes were wide, but she nodded. Phoenix grabbed his phone, thrust it into her small hands, and ran toward the wreckage. The Mercedes was smoking, glass scattered everywhere, one wheel still spinning lazily. Phoenix scrambled down the embankment, his heart pounding. Inside, he could see a woman, unconscious, bleeding from a cut on her forehead, slumped against the deployed airbag. "Hey, can you hear me?" Phoenix tried the door. Jammed. The smell of gasoline hit him, sharp and acrid, and panic surged through his veins. The car could catch fire any second. He ran around to the passenger side, found the door slightly ajar from the impact, and yanked it open with strength born of pure adrenaline. The woman was held in place by her seatbelt, and Phoenix had to half climb into the destroyed car to reach her. "Come on, wake up. Please wake up." His hands were shaking as he checked for a pulse. There, weak but steady. She was alive. Okay, you're going to be fine. I've got you." Phoenix fumbled with the seatbelt release, finally getting it to click open. The woman slumped toward him, and he caught her, his shoulders screaming in protest at the awkward angle. Carefully, inch by inch, he maneuvered her out of the wreckage. She was small, maybe 5'4", slender, dressed in an expensive-looking suit that was now torn and blood-stained. Her dark hair was matted with blood from the head wound, but she was breathing. That was all that mattered. Phoenix had just gotten her clear of the vehicle when he heard it, a soft whoosh as flames began licking at the engine compartment. Shit! He lifted her. She couldn't have weighed more than 120 pounds, and half ran, half stumbled up the embankment and away from the car. Behind them, the Mercedes caught fully, flames engulfing the twisted metal. Phoenix laid the woman gently on the grass beside the highway, well away from the burning wreck. Her eyes fluttered open, striking green, unfocused and confused. "Please," she whispered, blood trickling from the corner of her mouth. "Please, don't die." "Oh, hey, no, you're not dying. You're okay. I've got you. Help is coming." Phoenix pulled off his flannel shirt, pressing it against the cut on her head to stem the bleeding. "What's your name? Can you tell me your name?" "Opal," she managed. Opal. Sterling. The name triggered something in Phoenix's memory, but he was too focused on keeping her conscious to process it. "Okay, Opal, I'm Phoenix. You were in a car accident, but you're going to be fine. Do you hurt anywhere? Can you move your fingers and toes?" She tried managing small movements. Hurts. Everything hurts. I know. I'm sorry. But you're alive. That's what matters. Phoenix could hear sirens in the distance getting closer. Thank God. Help is almost here. Just stay with me, okay? Keep your eyes open. Look at me. Opal's green eyes fixed on his face, and despite the pain clearly etched in her features, she managed a small smile. You saved me. Anyone would have done the same. No. Her hand reached up weakly, touching his arm. Thank you. The ambulance arrived, along with fire trucks and police cars. EMTs swarmed around them, asking Phoenix questions he barely heard. What had he seen? How long had she been unconscious? Had she said anything? Phoenix answered on autopilot, his eyes on Ember still waiting in the truck, her face pressed against the window, watching everything with wide, scared eyes. Sir, we need to check you out too, one of the EMTs said. You might be in shock. I'm fine. I need to get back to my daughter. Phoenix stood, his legs surprisingly steady despite the adrenaline crash he could feel coming. She's waiting for me. Is the woman going to be okay? We're taking her to Seattle General. She's stable. You saved her life, sir. Another few minutes and... The EMT didn't finish, but Phoenix understood. Daddy! Ember had apparently decided waiting was too hard and had climbed out of the truck. She ran to him, and Phoenix caught her, lifting her into his arms despite his protesting shoulder. I'm okay, baby. I'm okay. Is the lady okay? Ember whispered against his neck. I think so. The doctors are going to help her. A police officer approached, notepad in hand. Sir, I need to get your information for the report. Name and contact details. Phoenix's gut twisted. He'd been trying to avoid this. Listen, I really need to get my daughter home. She's scared, and I understand, but this will only take a minute. The woman you saved, do you know who she is? She said her name was Opal Sterling. The officer's eyebrows rose. Opal Sterling? The CEO of Sterling Industries? That's where Phoenix had heard the name. Sterling Industries, the tech giant worth billions. Opal Sterling was one of the most powerful women in the Pacific Northwest, a self-made billionaire who'd started her company in a garage and built it into an empire. And Phoenix had just pulled her from a burning car. I didn't know, Phoenix said honestly. Look, can I go? I really need to... Just your name and number, sir, in case we need to follow up. Phoenix hesitated. He had reasons for not wanting his name in official reports. Reasons that had to do with his ex-wife, with custody battles that weren't quite over, with a past he was trying to leave behind. The last thing he needed was his name in the news, connected to some billionaire's car crash. But the officer was waiting, and Phoenix could see the ambulance pulling away with Opal Sterling inside, and he made a decision. Phoenix Blake, he said quietly, and gave a phone number, his old number, one he'd disconnected 2 months ago when he and Ember had moved to Washington from California. That's all I can give you. I really need to go. Before the officer could object, Phoenix was walking back to his truck with Ember, buckling her in and driving away. In his rearview mirror, he could see the officer writing something down, but Phoenix didn't stop. He couldn't afford the attention, couldn't risk his ex-wife finding out where they were, couldn't let anyone dig too deeply into their lives right now, not when he'd finally gotten Ember safe and settled. So Phoenix Blake, the man who'd saved billionaire CEO Opal Sterling's life, simply vanished into the Washington afternoon, leaving behind only a disconnected phone number and a name that would turn up nothing in any database searches. Opal Sterling woke up in a hospital bed with a pounding headache and the distinct feeling that she'd been hit by a truck, which, given that she'd flipped her car 3 times, wasn't far off. Ms. Sterling, thank God. Her assistant Marcus rushed to her bedside. How are you feeling? Like I should be dead, Opal managed, her throat raw. What happened? You don't remember? You were driving back from the Everett meeting. A tire blew. They found debris on the highway. Think you ran over something that punctured it. You lost control and crashed, but someone pulled you out before the car caught fire. Saved your life. Images flashed through Opal's mind. Screeching metal. Pain. And then a face. Kind eyes, dark hair, strong hands lifting her to safety. A voice telling her she'd be okay. "Phoenix," she whispered. "What?" "The man who saved me. His name was Phoenix. Where is he? I need to thank him." Marcus's expression turned apologetic. "That's the thing, Ms. Sterling. We've been trying to find him. He gave his name to the police, Phoenix Blake, but the phone number he left is disconnected. We've run searches. There's no one by that name registered in Washington. No social media, no employment records, nothing. It's like he doesn't exist." "That's impossible. He was real. I saw him. He saved my life." "I believe you. But whoever Phoenix Blake is, he doesn't want to be found." He vanished without a trace. Over the next 2 weeks, as Opal recovered from her injuries, a concussion, 3 cracked ribs, various cuts and bruises, she became increasingly obsessed with finding the man who'd saved her. She hired private investigators, ran ads in local newspapers, offered a substantial reward for information. Nothing. Phoenix Blake had disappeared like smoke, and Opal couldn't understand why. Why save her life and then refuse to accept gratitude? Why give a fake name and number? Who was he really, and why was he hiding? The only clue she had was the description the police officer had taken. Male, approximately 6 feet tall, dark hair, brown eyes, late 20s to early 30s, wearing jeans and a flannel shirt, driving an older model truck with a young girl inside, blonde, maybe 5 or 6 years old. A daughter. Phoenix Blake had a daughter, and he'd left her in his truck to run toward a burning car and save a stranger's life. What kind of man did that? The kind Opal desperately wanted to find. 3 months after the accident, Opal had given up hope of ever tracking down her mysterious savior. Her investigators had exhausted every lead. The reward money sat unclaimed. Phoenix Blake, whoever he really was, had successfully vanished. So Opal threw herself back into work, trying to ignore the nagging feeling that she owed a debt she could never repay. That's when fate intervened in the form of an elementary school fundraiser. Opal made it a practice to support local schools, donating to programs, funding scholarships, showing up to events when her schedule allowed. So when her assistant mentioned that Cascade Elementary was having their annual fall festival and would love if Miss Sterling could stop by, Opal agreed. She didn't expect to see him there, but there he was, standing at the dunk tank booth, dripping wet and laughing as children threw balls to dunk him again. Same dark hair, same kind eyes, same strong build. He was wearing jeans and a t-shirt that clung to his wet frame, and a little blonde girl was jumping up and down excitedly, cheering each time someone dunked him. Opal's heart stopped. Phoenix Blake, the man who'd saved her life, the man who'd disappeared without a trace. He was here, at an elementary school fundraiser, being a human dunk tank target. She approached slowly, not wanting to spook him, her mind racing. Should she call out? Walk up and introduce herself, demand to know why he'd vanished? The decision was taken from her when the little girl, his daughter Opal realized, spotted her and tugged on his wet sleeve. "Daddy, that's the pretty lady from TV." Phoenix turned, saw Opal, and the color drained from his face. For a moment, they just stared at each other. Then Phoenix was climbing out of the dunk tank, grabbing a towel, and walking toward her with an expression that mixed resignation and something that looked like fear. "Miss Sterling," he said when he reached her, I didn't expect to see you here." "I could say the same." Opal studied his face, seeing the same features she remembered from that day, the day he'd saved her life. Phoenix Blake, the man who vanished. "I didn't vanish. Didn't stick around. You gave the police a fake number. You left before anyone could thank you. I've been looking for you for 3 months. Phoenix glanced down at his daughter, who was watching them with wide, curious eyes. Ember, honey, why don't you go find Miss Sarah and see if she needs help at the cakewalk? But Daddy, please, baby, I need to talk to this lady for a minute. Ember looked between them, clearly sensing the tension, but finally nodded and scampered off. Once she was out of earshot, Phoenix turned back to Opal. I'm sorry for leaving without talking to you, for the fake number, but Miss Sterling, I had my reasons. What reasons could possibly justify disappearing after saving someone's life? I've been trying to thank you, to repay you somehow. You saved my life and I couldn't even find you to say thank you. I don't want to be repaid. I don't want publicity or attention or... Phoenix stopped, running his hand through his damp hair. I did what anyone would do, that's all. No, it's not. Most people would have called 911 and waited at a safe distance. You ran toward a burning car. You risked your life for a stranger. That's not something anyone would do. That's something a hero does. I'm not a hero. I'm just a dad who couldn't leave someone to die. Phoenix's voice was quiet but firm. And I didn't give a fake number to be a jerk. I gave it because I can't afford to have my name in the news. I can't afford to be found by certain people. I have a daughter to protect. Opal's investigative instincts kicked in. You're hiding from someone. Your ex? Phoenix's jaw tightened. That's not your business. You're right, it's not. But Phoenix, you saved my life. The least you can do is let me say thank you. Please. It's been eating at me for 3 months, not being able to thank the person who literally pulled me from a burning car. Phoenix looked at her for a long moment, and Opal could see the internal struggle in his eyes. Finally, he sighed. Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. Are we done? Are you seriously going to brush this off like it's nothing? What do you want from me, Miss Sterling? A heroic speech? A request for reward money? I don't want anything. I just want to live my life quietly with my daughter and not have my name plastered across news articles connected to a billionaire's car crash. Why? What are you so afraid of? I'm not afraid. I'm careful. There's a difference. Phoenix grabbed his dry shirt from a nearby chair and pulled it on. Look, I get that you feel like you owe me something. You don't. I didn't save you expecting gratitude or payment. I saved you because it was the right thing to do. And now I'm asking you to respect my privacy and leave me alone. He started to walk away, but Opal called after him. Your daughter goes to this school. Phoenix stopped, turned slowly. What? Your daughter. Ember, you called her. She goes to Cascade Elementary, which means you live in this area, which means we're going to run into each other again, especially if I continue supporting this school like I've been doing for the past 5 years. So maybe instead of pretending this never happened, we could, I don't know, actually talk like adults. Phoenix stared at her, clearly weighing his options. Finally, he said, What do you want to talk about? How about we start with why you're hiding? I'm not hiding. I'm protecting my daughter from her mother, who is manipulative, unstable, and has a history of putting men before Ember's well-being. I fought for 2 years to get full custody. I won. And then I moved us here to Washington to start fresh, somewhere her mother can't find us, and drag us back to court on trumped-up charges just to hurt me. That's why I can't have my name in the news. That's why I gave a fake number. Because if my ex finds out where we are, she'll make our lives hell, and my daughter has been through enough. The raw honesty in his voice made Opal's chest tight. I'm sorry. I didn't know. How could you? You don't know me. You don't know anything about me except that I pulled you out of a car, which is all you need to know. Is it? Opal stepped closer. Because I'd like to know more. about the man who saved my life, about why he's so determined to hide from the world, about his daughter who clearly adores him. Phoenix, I'm not trying to invade your privacy, but you're right, we're going to see each other around, and I'd rather that be as friends than strangers. Friends? Phoenix looked skeptical. You're a billionaire CEO. I'm a single dad working construction and driving a 15-year-old truck. We don't exactly run in the same circles. Maybe that's exactly why we should be friends, because I'm tired of people who only want to know me because of my money or my company. And you clearly don't want anything from me, which makes you the most genuine person I've met in years. Phoenix laughed, a short, surprised sound. You want to be friends with me because I don't want anything from you? That's the weirdest friendship origin story I've ever heard. Is it working? He studied her face, and Opal saw the exact moment he made his decision. His shoulders relaxed slightly, and a small smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. Maybe, but I have conditions. Name them. No publicity. No news articles about the hero who saved Opal Sterling. No digging into my past or trying to find out information about my ex. And most importantly, no doing anything that could lead her to finding us. Ember's safety is my first priority, always. I can agree to that. Do I get to add conditions too? Such as, you have to let me do something to thank you. Not publicity, not money, something genuine. And you have to actually be my friend, not just tolerate my presence at school events. Phoenix extended his hand. Deal. Opal shook it, feeling the same strength in his grip that had pulled her from a burning car 3 months ago. Deal. 6 months later, Opal sat cross-legged on Phoenix's living room floor, helping Ember build an elaborate Lego castle while Phoenix made dinner in the kitchen. And this is the princess's room, Ember explained, carefully placing a tiny Lego bed in one of the towers. She has a unicorn that sleeps with her. For protection. Very important, Opal agreed solemnly. Every princess needs a protection unicorn. That's what I said, but Daddy said unicorns aren't real, so I told him they are in Lego land. Your daddy is very smart, but he's wrong about unicorns. I heard that, Phoenix called from the kitchen. Opal grinned. Over the past 6 months, she and Phoenix had developed an unlikely friendship. True to her word, Opal had kept their connection private. She attended Ember's school events as a donor, not as Phoenix's friend. She never mentioned him to her staff or investigators, and in return, Phoenix had let her into his life in small, meaningful ways. Dinners at his modest house, park visits with Ember, long conversations after Ember went to bed about everything from philosophy to their favorite movies. Phoenix had opened up about his past, about the toxic marriage, the custody battle, the fear of his ex finding them. And Opal had opened up too, about the loneliness of her position, the pressure of running a billion-dollar company, the way most people only saw her wealth and not the person underneath. They'd become real friends. Maybe more than friends, though neither of them had acknowledged that out loud yet. Dinner's ready, Phoenix announced, carrying plates to the small dining table. Hope you like spaghetti, because that's literally all I know how to make. You made tacos last week, Opal pointed out, helping Ember clean up the Legos. Okay, 2 things. I can make 2 things. 3 if you count sandwiches, Ember added helpfully. Sandwiches don't count. Everyone can make sandwiches. They settled around the table, and Opal felt a warmth in her chest that had nothing to do with the food. This simple dinner with Phoenix and Ember in their cozy house felt more like home than her penthouse apartment ever had. After dinner, after Ember had been tucked into bed with 3 stories and a protection unicorn, Phoenix and Opal sat on his back porch with glasses of wine, watching the stars. Can I ask you something? Phoenix said quietly. Always. Why did you really want to find me after the accident? Was it really just to say thank you? Opal considered this. At first, yes, but then it became something else. I couldn't stop thinking about you, about the fact that you saved my life and then just disappeared. Like you didn't want credit or recognition. In my world, everyone wants something: credit, money, connections. But you wanted nothing. And that fascinated me. I wanted you to be okay. That was enough. See, that's what I'm talking about, that genuineness. Phoenix, do you have any idea how rare you are? He smiled. I'm just a guy trying to raise his kid and keep a roof over our heads. Nothing special. You're special to me. The words hung in the air between them. Phoenix turned to look at her, and Opal saw in his eyes that he felt it too, this thing that had been building between them for months. Opal, I can't give you what you're used to. No fancy dinners, no charity galas, no penthouse apartments. My life is small, simple. It's Ember and work and this house and trying to make ends meet. I don't want fancy dinners or galas. I want this. You and Ember and simple dinners and Lego castles on the floor. Phoenix, I've been to 1,000 charity events. I've had every luxury imaginable, and none of it has made me as happy as the past 6 months being your friend. Just my friend. Opal's heart raced. Is that all we are? Phoenix set down his wine glass and took her hand. I've been afraid to be anything more, afraid that this couldn't work, that our worlds are too different, that I'd mess it up somehow. Or maybe we'd make it work. Maybe different worlds aren't a problem when two people genuinely care about each other. Do you care about me? Phoenix, I think I started falling for you the moment you told me to stay awake while we waited for the ambulance, and I've been falling harder ever since. Opal squeezed his hand. I know it's complicated. I know you have to protect Ember. I know you're worried about publicity, but I'm willing to work through all of that if you are. Phoenix was quiet for a long moment. Then he smiled, a real, genuine smile that transformed his entire face. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if a billionaire CEO and a single dad can actually make a relationship work. But Opal, I need you to know, Ember comes first. Always. If at any point this relationship puts her at risk or makes her life harder, I'll choose her, every time. I wouldn't want it any other way. Phoenix, I'm not just falling for you. I'm falling for both of you. Ember is incredible, and watching you be her father it's one of my favorite things. So yes, she comes first. I'm signing up for both of you or nothing. Phoenix leaned over and kissed her, soft and gentle and full of promise. When they broke apart, he was smiling. So I guess this means I have to tell Ember that the pretty lady from TV is my girlfriend now. How do you think she'll react? She's been asking when you two are going to get married since month 2. I think she'll be thrilled. Opal laughed. Month 2? Really? She likes you. Says you're nice and you don't talk to her like she's a baby, and you know the truth about protection unicorns. All very important qualities in a potential stepmother. Phoenix's expression grew serious. Is that something you want? Eventually, I mean. Not tomorrow, but eventually, yes. Phoenix, I've spent my whole adult life building a company and achieving success and accumulating wealth. And it's been great. But none of it means anything compared to what I feel when I'm here with you and Ember. So yes, eventually, I'd very much like to be part of this family, if you'll have me. Opal Sterling, the woman I saved from a burning car and then couldn't get rid of no matter how hard I tried. I would very much like to have you in our family, eventually, and maybe not so eventually too. And they sat together on that porch until the stars came out in full force, talking about the future, about possibilities, about all the ways their unlikely connection had changed both their lives. Because sometimes the people you save end up saving you right back. Sometimes vanishing without a trace is exactly what leads someone to chase you down and refuse to let you disappear. And sometimes the single dad who pulls a billionaire from a burning car and then runs away to protect his daughter ends up finding exactly what he didn't know he was looking for. Someone who sees past the wealth and status to the person underneath. Someone who falls for both him and his protection unicorn-loving daughter, and someone who proves that the best kind of love is the kind that chooses you not because of what you can give, but because of who you are. And that's where our story ends today. What did you think? Did Phoenix and Opal's story of heroic rescues becoming forever love touch your heart? Let us know in the comments what your favorite moment was. If you enjoyed this story, we have so many more waiting for you. Check out our playlist for more heartwarming romance tales that will make you believe in love all over again. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. Your support means everything to us. Until next time, keep believing in love. Keep believing in second chances, and remember, the best stories are the ones that remind us we all deserve our happily ever after. See you in the next story. And that's where our story ends today. What did you think? Did Phoenix and Opal's story of heroic rescues becoming forever love touch your heart? Let us know in the comments what your favorite moment was. If you enjoyed this story, we have so many more waiting for you. Check out our playlist for more heartwarming romance tales that will make you believe in love all over again. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. Your support means everything to us. Until next time, keep believing in love, keep believing in second chances, and remember, the best stories are the ones that remind us we all deserve our happily ever after. See you in the next story. And that's where our story ends today.